Welcome back to daily number 597, where we learn to be a better gamer. Innovation is heading into the mid-game now. He's doing all these drops and this sort of thing to, again, force a lot of zealots out of the opponent. This is kind of a funky position because ordinarily Protosses are trying to avoid building gateway units broadly as much as possible. So that way they can get up this big Colossus force, they can get up High Templar, and crush with the big AoE spells. However, this is not what SOS is doing. He's going for Zealot, Immortal, Archon. So there's going to be some shifts that we'll see. If he's going for a little bit light on the gateway units, then we want to be more aggressive at his front. That's something that we see 4GG doing quite a lot. But at this point, Innovation is going to have to make some key decisions. For instance, now that he sees Charge, now that he'll see 2-2 being finished up in a moment. Also to note for Innovation's build, he went for +1/1 with this very, very fast Engineering Bay build. You can see the Engineering Bay starting +1 even before his barracks is done. So what we notice is, as I can't pull back any, I can only pull back to 10 minutes, I can't pull back to 11 minutes, darn. But right at the point when 1-1 would be finished and he could start +2 weapons, Innovation also has to build an armory, and at that same time he also is just getting the factory reactor so he can begin making those Hellbats. So we're seeing that again, it's lining up all very nicely. It's connecting together. Of course, concern for Dark Templar. We saw a Zealot heavy force with almost no Stalkers, so it probably means he's going for Templar tech. Here's the drop to try to force units. And we saw those units actually pop down. I'm going to come back and I want to show from Innovation's point of view. Here's Innovation. Here's the Innovation cam. So he's starting to unload. And that's actually okay to let just a little bit of those units unload to see if there's any chance. You'll notice that Innovation, I think it's safe to say that Innovation is not weak enough of a player that he would have forgotten about his drop already. Sets that unload to begin. It's very easy to, for instance, be watching right here and then to go, yeesh, I'm not going to unload anything at all. Better you should run the risk of losing a unit and forcing some more Zealots to get warped in. But of course, Innovation is not going to give up at all. Still looking for that opportunity to drop. Still looking, still looking. Ah, cool. Looks like we didn't force some Zealots up here, but we maybe did force some Zealots down there. And this Viking is just here to deal with the War Prisms. But yeah, great. Hellbat production, +2. No second Engineering Bay. Armor coming up, Reactor Tech Lab. Now, when you watch 4GG and a lot of other Terrans do this, they don't get this reactor here. They actually get 4 tech labs, because again, if it's Marauder Hellbat, you may as well focus on the Marauder. I'll note that for now, and we'll come back to it later. Excuse me. Innovation's doing just a little bit of scouting, but then, these tinier drops, these less potent drops, are really good if you're able to pull off 1 or 2 extra ones at the same time, like do a drop here and here, or do a drop here and here. Here he is, coming on in. Oh, and there's a Zealot getting made. Good angles are always good. This was like a godsend when, oh, sorry, it was a drop later on in the game. There's another drop in the game where the units are basically dead, but SOS just warps in like a whole bunch of dudes. The unit's lost. It looks like Terran is having a little bit of a struggle bear moment. Not exactly. This is what I was talking about when I said he needs to make some reads and adjust accordingly. In the other game, we saw another starport go down right now, but instead, another Ghost Academy. Or not another Ghost Academy. A Ghost Academy goes down. Just because we've seen no Colossus, we've seen Templar and Speed Zealots. Still, the main meat of the army is Hellbat Marauder. But that doesn't mean we have to only do that. Second Engineering Bay is actually very far behind the other one, intentionally so. There's the scan, and these kinds of engagements, we want to take lots of these engagements. Storms, we can eat a storm or two, and we can pick off plenty of these units. Here's all the Zealots that we were so good at killing. You'll notice how fast the Zealots did kill off the Hellbats when the Hellbat was kind of off doing its own thing. Another drop at the backside. The best answer to small drops is Zealots, but not in the main composition. We're seeing some other changes, like this command center. It's a little more straightforward to focus on the expanding if you really can't break through here. On Whirlwind, the first game we saw, it's much easier to just do a big drill at the front. Innovation's still looking for a chance to do that. I think probably one of the big killers to this is going to be feedback. Getting fed backed. And a second robo. Yeah. I love Colossus. I love Colossus. I think it's pretty reasonably straightforward in this phase. Just the continued drops. We're starting to see the same style, bigger and bigger medevac drops, but they're much stronger by virtue of the fact that it'll skew our opponent's final maxed army composition to being largely Zealot. Like with 19 Zealots there. There are 8 Templar and 2 Colossus, but we generally want more Colossus than that. Now here's a fact that has nothing to do with the game. Did you know that small units like High Templar have a smaller dot on the minimap than Colossus do? Like look at this minimap dot from the Colossus. It's like huge compared to the other units. I found this out today, man. You can actually see the larger... Is it not larger on this map? It was larger on Daybreak when I looked. What? Where's the consistency? Oh my god. Oh, this is just the worst daily that's ever been done, man. How is that possible? They look the same. Wait a minute. Who's playing a trick on me? Okay. On some maps, I swear to God. I swear to God, on some maps. Go to Daybreak. No, after this game, I'm going to go to Daybreak. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you this game. This is... Wow. Okay, look. Let me just finish this game, okay? Now, paradoxically, only in large numbers of Colossus do we actually need Vikings. In 0 to low, like 0 to 3 in this range, what we actually need is medevacs. So we'll note that Innovation had a pretty reasonable sense that his opponent was getting some Colossus, but in mid to small numbers, medevacs are more important against the Colossus. Because again, we have these big beefy units that are trying to eat up the huge shots. Not as big a need for Vikings. Templar, or Ghosts are a little more straightforward to add on, because Ghosts do have multiple purposes. They deal a lot of damage to Zealots. They can snipe, they can EMP all units. Vikings are only good against the Colossus and suck in virtually all their circumstances. It's a really weird unit. So here's one of these angle things where I would say the Hellbats did get the better, or did get the worst angle against those Zealots, but still the Hellbats did massive damage. This is like an anti-Zealot force. There's only like a couple of Vikings out on the map, and then we're going to get one good engagement angle. At this point, the one thing I'd note is that Innovation actually, since about the 18-minute mark, has not really been building any more Hellbats. He's focused on the Ghosts. We actually see the factory switching over to the starport. We're not in mid-game mode anymore. There's 3 pieces to Protoss endgame. Templar, full tech done. Colossus, full tech done. And lots of unit-producing structures. And units. Without this third one, you're still in mid-game mode. So now that it's end-game mode, the Protoss does have a lot of production structures done, does have the robo facility churning units out. It's time to stop. And here's the really subtle thing. That's the big reason why these reactors are here, and this reactor is here. Remember how earlier I said that a lot of Terran players actually prefer to have this as a tech lab to get way more Marauders to make the mid-game way more strong? Well, here, we have the reactors, so we can just begin marining it up straight away. So we have a couple of these engagements, and you can see completely seamlessly giving the reactor that was on the factory to another starport. We're just in endgame mode. Double starport production. We can go mass ghost. We can go mass marine as well. And we'll start to see this marine number climb up a lot. Marines are really, really good at dealing a ton of damage in the late game. And then, per usual, a single really nice engagement. Where'd all those zealots go? Those evaporated very quickly, didn't they? See, we just rip through the zealots, and then we can easily sort of crunch down all the other things. In the production, notice 7 Marines and 3 Marauders, focusing more on the endgame mix. And innovation has just won this in spades. Yeah! So I like the openings that Innovation did, particularly the one that we saw in game number 1. We see how he's exploiting the strength of his Hellbat Marauder style to get a lot of edge in the mid-game, and to have his opponent de-emphasize the big issue for this, which is the Colossus. But we also see how Innovation can worm his way to also being able to combat the Colossus by getting additional of these starports. I do think that by and large, Protosses have been neglecting getting the sentry in all matchups. As we saw at the recent DreamHack, Stardust got just a stupid amount of sentries against Zerg and a decent amount against Terran, and was able to just wreck in so many ways. And it was really cool to see that sort of resurgence of use of the sentry. The main reason that a lot of Protosses have been cutting out on the sentry as of late does have a lot to do with, you know, the fact that Protosses are realizing, well, I can spend all my gas on upgrades and I'm okay. But the another reason is that if you have a force more focused on speed zealots, you can chase and engage a lot more easily versus a Terran army. Whereas if you have sentries, you sort of force field and your Colossus rip down the front lines. And then if your opponent runs away, you can't really track them down so much. There's lost my train of thought. What am I talking about? Yeah, you can't actually chase down the Terran player. They're good on they're obviously really good on ramps and that sort of thing, and they're really good in fields. If you need any evidence of that, just go to part 2, where I had a 1Aing non-player destroy just a couple force fields. Really, really telltale sign. But their bio's also quite fast. It's a lot easier to build the zealots and just be like, and then just focus on a single Templar. Those are my thoughts. I'm going to unmute the chat and take some questions. And then tomorrow I'm going to be doing MVP versus... Oh, God, the size of dots. Thank you. Oh, my God, the size of dots. Okay. All right, dot comparison. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and custom games. Where's Daybreak? Where's Daybreak? All right, create game. Here we go. Oh wait, no. This is the worst way to do it. Why am I creating a game on Daybreak? Okay, I should be navigating to replays. Let's see here. Where's a game where I know? Yeah. All right. Here it comes. All right. This is gonna freak you guys out. You know what? I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you the music. Maury Derp asked if I got a haircut. Yeah. Let's see here. No one's asking any questions. They just want to see the dots. People are asking about, doesn't this just show that that this Terran style is too strong? Not really, because it's amazing against what all Protosses are currently doing, which is to do all the tech paths and just defend and just sit and then have no gateway units but have Colossus and a couple of force fields and some stalkers, like that sort of thing. Oh god. Oh, the amount to which you're going to be blown away is just so boring to me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're going to come back. We're going to see the dots. All right, here we go. All right, you see this? Actually, let me do this. Add screen region. All right. Okay, cool. Here we go. Okay, I want you to just note. I want you to notice some things, okay? Wait, why is he small? He was big earlier. What the fuck? Oh my god, all those dots are the same size. I'm going crazy. What the hell? What is this? What is this? Like, I lost a bet today. Do you realize how many $1 I've lost today doing this? Fucking one! What on earth? It was bigger. I lost $1 to this today, and I'm gonna get my dollar back, man. I was like, I literally told him 1,000,000% no. Those were my words. 1,000,000% absolutely not. What the? What? This is the stupidest. This is the worst. Oh, God. No, that can't be the case. Let me... Why? Is it because of the rewinding? Is the rewinding what does it? Why are they all so small? They were huge before I rewound. No, we're not done. We're not going to do any questions. Okay, hold on. Alright, guys, look at my icon. I'm a probe. I'm a level 14 probe, man. It's from playing all those 4v4s. Okay, now hold on. Let me... Now we're going through this. Okay, guys, here's a blank dearth of outer space. I can't rewind now. This is so tilted. This is the worst thing in the universe. Come on. Okay, dude, if I can show you this, that'll be amazing. Come on. Come on, Bill. Come on, get out of there. Is there a mothership core out on the map already? Come on. Come on. God, please. 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 Please, okay, here it is. This Colossus coming up. Please. Please, please, please. Oh my god. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'll be casting at the Red Bull training grounds. Check it out at redbull.com/esports. The following weekend, I will be casting MLG. For Fun Day Monday, go to day9.tv and just read it there. Tomorrow we'll be doing MVP versus Innovation. I'll play The Last of Us on Thursday as well.